The void again, but it feels different.
Surprised I can pull you into this place? The outsider marked me long ago. I made you flee your precious tower and turned Emily into cold stone. How difficult for you. But when I was young, sweet Jessamine and I were close as sisters, sharing a secret. Emperor Kaldwin had another daughter, born in shame to a kitchen maid.
What's she playing at? Maybe how is the question.
I told you when you're older. Perhaps next year.
You said that last year. Jessamine is younger than me, and she's a court every day.
Jessamine is, well, it's complicated. You'll understand someday.
What did I do? I'll be good. I swear.
Next year, I promise.
Jessamine and I played games in the tower, but at night I'd go back to the servants' quarters to cockroaches and thin gruel. Emperor Daddy would visit and tell me if I was good. Next year I'd be old enough to come to court to be a princess. Then one day, pretty Jessamine broke something worth a fortune, and the spy master caught us. She claimed I did it, and he whipped me in the garden house until I bled. My mother lost her kitchen job, and that night we were out on the streets with no place to sleep.
I didn't break it.
Would you like to tell me your name?
We were just playing.
Your name, Jessamine. What is your account?
It was her. Delilah's lie. She broke it.
I saw the nastiest parts of Dunwall, ending up in debtor's prison. Jessamine died quick on an assassin's blade, but my mother lingered for weeks after a fat guard broke her jaw. They threw me out when she died. I looked up at the lights of Dunwall Tower and swore revenge. Washing bed sheets in a brothel, I painted on the side, until Anton Sokolov took me as a student. That's the polite word for it. I was crafty even before the outsider marked me, and survived the worst the Empire could offer. Now it's your turn.
My mother's sick. She needs help.
Your mother kicked off while you were out begging. She's another bag of bones now, girl.
What? No!
Your sentence is served and she'll be tossed out with the others. You can't stay here anymore.
How much of this is true, and how much is Delilah's warped imagination? "15 years ago, the Loyalist conspiracy asked me to kidnap Anton Sokolov, and I did. I took him from his home to the pub we were hiding in, and locked him in a cage meant for dogs. And you know what? He laughed at us. He told dirty stories, taught Emily more than her governess could in 6 months. He seemed immortal. His mind shaped our age. That's changed. The old man I rescued doesn't talk much. He eats what we give him, groans in his sleep, coughs out blood. I'm not even sure he knows where he is."
I'm with you, even in the void. If only I could do more.
Jessamine, Delilah's stronger now.
Am I to blame for Delilah's bitterness?
Of course not. She's driving all of this.
Our decisions have weight. I feel my time drawing to an end soon.
Anton, when I brought you back, you could barely speak. But it's been 3 days.
They tortured him. His body is covered with bruises.
Delilah has the throne, and she has Emily. Anton, once we had you in a cage and you dared us to kill you, I need that man back.
Corvo, she's right. I can make electricity move from one side of the room to the other, but Delilah is beyond my understanding. When I came to Serkonos, I meant to leave everything behind. But when the assassination started, I couldn't ignore it. By the time Megan and I connected the murders to the Duke, it was too late. The Crown Killer came for me. It kept me alive from my knowledge, but I saw things. Jindosh often had a visitor, Brianna Ashworth.
The curator of the Royal Conservatory.
Yes, Ashworth is dangerous, as obsessed with the occult as Delilah. Apparently, she's working on a device called the Oraculum.
There's more to her than either of you know.
If Ashworth is one of Delilah's lieutenants, I need to eliminate her. Who knows what this device is capable of, or what she's up to.
We'll take the skiff. I don't want to bring the dreadful whale any closer than we have to. There is a small dock in Syria Gardens, close to the conservatory. That's as far as I can take you. Ready to go?
Yes, let's go.
There'll be a Grand Guard presence outside the Royal Conservatory. Inside, be prepared for anything. Ashworth runs with an eclectic crowd. They'll be the real danger.
Someday I'd like to know more about how you met Ashworth.
I know you would. Trust me. Ashworth is important to Delilah. Which brings up something else. You might be able to exploit the Abbey of the Everyman in removing Ashworth from play. Turns out the Vice Overseer in Karnaca has been watching Ashworth from a hidden outpost near the Royal Conservatory. Check it out first if you want more options. Remember, if she's still working with Delilah, Ashworth is a grave threat.
Thanks, Megan. See you soon.
How long do we have to wait?
Long as it takes. We'll be picking up balusters and spindles made of zirconia umberwood.
I thought the old Duke Theodanis outlawed underwood export to protect his trees.
I can't keep track of it.
I wonder if the rumors are true about the Crown Killer. The Royal Protector, really? What a bunch of degenerates.
What's going on?
Stinks.
Brianna Ashworth,
It's not my
curator
job to
of the
clean
Royal
up.
Conservatory. For a while, I believed Ashworth had some connection to the occult in Karnaca. Something is happening that I don't understand.
Once they say something's amiss, then I just can't get comfortable.
Important are our sisters from the Oracular Order. To be direct, I suspect something is wrong within their sect. Subtle changes to the types of proclamations they've been making.
What was that?
Small but troubling deviations from tradition. But publicly saying anything along those lines will get me accused of heresy.
Can I read?
by my
Of course I
rival.
can. Who does he think I'm stupid? I know
Ashworth
my
has
letters.
infiltrated the Oracular Order.
So Vice Overseer Byrne thinks Ashworth is interfering with the Oracular Order. If true, it's another reason she has to be eliminated.
A stream
Air
of
feels heavy.
untruth. The
Hard to
echoes
get a
of
good
lies
lungful.
come back as the voice outside.
Oil's expensive now, and the tanks run dry. The wind's unpredictable, but it's still better than a bunch of howlers running through the checkpoint in night being us to death.
Yeah, I see your point.
There's a shot. Something savory going on. I'm getting good and drunk after this.
Karnaca, my Karnaca, brothers and sisters of my blood, and all the little people who make this great city tremble. This is the Duke, but you must all know my voice by now. A new empress sits on the throne in Dunwall. Our rightful ruler. First of her name. May she reign forever, or some traitors, her claim to the throne, morally. Treasonous nation, skulking in the cold. They want war, we'll get it there, no matter how many of you I have to sacrifice.
Be happy if the gate wasn't so close to that fountain.
ladies and hunters of slithering things in the hours before dawn, former milkmaids and magistrates, come before me and bow, for I am Delilah, your queen.
All hail Delilah, the moon in the sky.
Conservatory. Built around the time I left for Dunwall.
If Brianna hears you and her mood is off, you're going to lose an eye making fun like that.
She's only having fun, Francesca. And Brianna's too busy with the communion to be bothered. She's got her mind on the Sisters of the Oracular Order.
I told her once, I told her 1,000 times. You have to learn the words and say them just right. Otherwise the spell won't work. No matter how many goose feathers you've gathered.
Remember, dear, if Brianna hears you and her mood is off...
This tangle of skin and bones representing one of the Dunderheads from the Oracular Order.
This looks important. I wonder what it does.
She means she's Delilah's favorite. You can't know that. For all anyone knows, I'm the favorite.
Quality to Brianna's style I prefer. Touched by something from deep down in the mud where there's no light.
Brianna, what happened to Jindosh? I'm told he's a gibbering idiot now.
I don't know, Delilah. Forgive me.
No, my dear. I doubt he has anything more to give us.
Sokolov was taken away as well.
Who would want that ancient fool? Never mind. How come we can
How many days until the next red moon? Let's see. It was 6? 3?
It's gotta be something nice. Something no one else has thought of. Maybe something with gull's eyes, or the bladder of a cat.
Nothing then.
What will I do now? I'm ruined. Feeling the things I could do. The touch of the void. Delilah. It was everything I had.
Ashworth's journal might tell me more about why Delilah can't be killed.
After Delilah fell to the assassin down, her magic was lost, and the coven scattered. I made a new life in Karnaca. Then I heard her whispering from the void, leading me to the Duke, who heard those same whispers. Together we were...
People of Karnaca, this is the Duke. Some of you have questioned the stricter mining taxes levied by the Grand Circonian Guard. Let me answer all of this rabble-rousing at once. Disloyalty to the state and sedition will not be tolerated. Look at Duncan Bale. He's a patriot, a man who won't stop until he has turned every bit of this land's silver into shiny coins. I asked him to double the number of mine workers, and he did it. No question, no complaints. Karnaca needed miners, and he produced them. Out of thin air. That's the Circonian spirit.
Never earned those medals. I'm twice the soldier he is. Someone should say something.
So it's done.
Ashworth won't be a problem anymore.
Good. But Corvo, there's something else. Back when I lived in Dunwall, I did things that I'm not proud of.
You live long enough, that happens.
Yeah. But what I did is worse than most. I knew Delilah and Ashworth. Bought into their bullshit, which led me down a bad road. To be honest, before all this, I thought Delilah dead. I don't want to get into it right now, but I felt like you should know. There are things I regret, Corvo.
Whatever happened in Dunwall was a long time ago, Megan.
I wish it felt like that. Seems like yesterday. Are you ready to leave now?
Yes, let's go. Take me back to the dreadful whale.
Another step toward the Duke of Circonos and Delilah.